I'm Troy Noel. I was married to Brad Noel, the singer of Sublime. Brad died of a heroin overdose. Jake's been robbed of having a wonderful person to be his father. Educate yourself. Heroin kills, period. We miss him, and we'll miss him forever, and don't let anyone miss you.
I-V-C-E-F-D.
I've seen what drugs can do to people. If it doesn't kill you, it'll kill your soul.
Drugs are nowhere, and I'm talking from experience.
I've probably been through everything, done everything, took everything, and I can sure tell you that drugs are no way to go.
Don't lose your friends. Don't lose yourself. Don't be a fool. It's no way to rock.
Welcome and hello. I'm Sergeant Ray Poole, Media Services Officer for Central Indiana. Welcome to the Indiana State Police Public Information Show. Today we're here with the newest tool for promotion for the State Police, the Indiana State Police show car. I will be speaking with Trooper Mike Rogers and Trooper Donna Elam of the Central Field Operations POPs unit, and they will give us a little insight on POPs and what this car means to the State Police. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Only you
can prevent forest fire.
And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
When you see the lights, slow down, move over. It's the law. Give our emergency personnel room to work. It's time we all shoulder the responsibility for their safety. This message brought to you by the Indiana State Police. Please drive responsibly.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids.
Backseat, baby.
The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out. Put that booties in the backseat now. Have that kids you never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you.
Backseat, baby.
Wow! Look at here.
Backseat, baby.
To stay alive even when I drive.
Excuse me. Hey, listen, you might not realize it, but you're about to enter the no zone. It's the blind spot around that truck where the driver can't see you. Crashes happen when cars stay in the no zone, so don't stay in it. Drive smart. Don't hang out in the no zone.
Hello and welcome back to the show. I'm here with Trooper Mike Rogers and Trooper Donna Elam of the Central Field Operations POPs units. A little bit about themselves before we get started into their actual interview is Trooper Mike Rogers, if you want to talk about yourself some.
I've been on the department about 6 years, or actually 5.5 years. I started out in Indianapolis, and after 2 years on, I transferred over to the POPs team, Central Field Operations. I've been doing that ever since.
And this is a little different from what your normal or your previous assignment was, right?
Right. I worked the road, Marion County, and primarily on the POPs team, we focus more on the more rural counties primarily, and so it's a little bit different than working the interstate.
Well, with that, I'm gonna switch over to Trooper Donna Elam. I know she started off at the toll road, and this is much different from what you've done in the past.
Absolutely. I have opportunities now to go in and work in the school system, to work in a lot of the more smaller communities. I actually am fortunate that I can work in an area where I am actually from. I work out in Putnam County. I grew up in Putnam County, so it's nice to have that connection and be able to go back home. The toll road, it's more of a anonymous deal. You really don't get to know anybody that you work with, and through the POPs team, I've been able to actually work with people that I've known my entire life.
And the joke on the department is when you work the toll road, you actually make nothing but left turns, right?
And that's true. That's true. You only make left turns.
Well, this opportunity, working for the POPs unit, gives both these troopers an opportunity to do some things that are good for the community and maybe empower the community a little bit. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Mike, could you express a little more of that?
Well, the POPs team, Private Morning Policing Team, is designed, like I said, to go into work in rural counties to empower the people within their community. We do several different things. Some of the groups up north, they've put together community centers and some different things like that. But the main focus of the POPs team is to get into communities and empower the communities, enable them to use us as a resource and use our resources to help them with whatever their goal is. So like Trooper Elam said, we've been in the school systems and designed different programs, worked on bomb scenarios, what they would do in situations that there may be a bomb in their school, worked on making their program a little bit better if something goes off, what they're going to do, and working on the weak points and working with other county agencies on what should happen with scenarios like that. But that's primarily what we do, is we try to get into communities, into smaller communities that don't have a lot of resources, and open up some doors and some avenues for them.
Now, do you encourage the people to contact you, or do you encourage the public to call you direct, or do you just go to communities and take surveys? How does that work?
Well, we do it all. We go into communities and we do community surveys, as well as we're open. If someone, we get several calls. Often people call the office or they call the district with something that might be, it could be from a speeding problem to a noise problem, to someone just wanting an officer to go into the school and talk to the kids about drugs, or just an officer-friendly program. So we encourage it all. If they want to, if somebody wants to contact their post and get a hold of the Private Morning Policing Team, we encourage them to do that. As well as if they see us out, just come up and talk to us about any problems that they have, or just to talk to us in general.
No, in actuality, most troopers should be doing this anyway. I mean, most police officers should be involved in the community, and this is kind of a way to you're in a specialized unit, and this is your main priority as far as out there patrolling on the interstate. You still do some of that type of work every now and then, correct?
Right. We still do accidents. We still do make traffic stops and things like that. And also, in some of the smaller counties, a lot of those troops have grasped Private Morning Policing. They're out in the schools. They're out working with the local people. It's a little bit harder in some place like, say, Marion County, because it's so traffic oriented. It's hard to get into the communities there. But District 52 and 51 and 53, a lot of those guys are out there doing it already. It's just good, solid police work is what it is. You get a lot of get your criminal leads from talking to people. They're already doing it.
And for those of you that don't realize what 51, 52, and 53 stand for, that's the Pendleton District, Indianapolis District, and the Putnamville District. Right. And basically, Central Indiana is what your area of responsibility is.
Right. We actually go from out east to out west, from Ohio to Illinois.
Right.
We picked up Terre Haute a while back, so we've got a pretty good area that we cover.
Now, leading to that, this is in front of us. This is the new show car that you two have put your heads together and kind of come up with. We're going to try to come back and talk to both Trooper Rogers and Elam on this car and how this car fits into the POPs program and what the philosophy is behind this car. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
never coming back. Why does he get to stay up? Where do babies come from? Did you smoke marijuana when you were my age?
The older they get, the more complicated the questions. Here's how to answer.
It's always someone else's kid who smokes marijuana. Someone else's kid who's messing up in school. Someone else's kid who's having trouble at home. But what happens when someone else's kid meets your kid? Talk to your kids about marijuana before someone else does.
Less crime is no accident. Programs like mentoring, job training, counseling, along with after-school activities are keeping kids away from crime and crime away from kids. Look around. You'll see that kids involved in these kinds of programs are kids who are staying out of trouble. It takes you and programs that work. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and we'll send you a free booklet. Call now and help take a bite out of crime.
You better think again before cutting in front of that truck. It takes trucks twice as long to stop as cars. There's a no zone in front of that truck. Crashes happen when cars cut in front of trucks. So, look for the whole front of the truck in your rearview mirror and signal before pulling in, and then don't slow down. Drive smart. Don't hang out in the no zone.
Welcome back. And just so you folks know, it's a very hot day in July when we're out here at Fort Benjamin Harrison State Park, which is kind enough to let us use their facilities to come out here and tape. Like I mentioned earlier, we're in front of the Camaro. Basically, it's a 1995 Camaro that's been refurbished completely, one from front to back, and I think this is a magnificent machine. I'm talking with Trooper Donna Elam on the idea of the car and where the idea come from.
Well, the purpose of the Camaro is for us as a POPS unit, as primary policing unit, to have a tool to take out to the community so that people will approach us, not only with questions about the Camaro, but maybe some problems that they're having within their own community. And we can use the Camaro to be a forum for us, for young and old alike. Everyone's going to think it's exciting and want to look at it and have questions about it. And we're going to seize that opportunity to talk to them about our programs and what we're trying to promote within our own agency, such as the new Shoulder Responsibility campaign. It's a great law. It's new. A lot of people have questions. And with the Camaro, hopefully people will come up, ask questions about the Camaro, and we can explain to them a little bit in more detail of what that law is actually about.
Now, I realize this vehicle will be at numerous events this summer and probably in the winter, and people will actually get a chance to look at it and, look inside and see all the neat things that this car has, like the hydraulics and the new stereo system, which is all tax-free and all donated equipment, which we'll address a little bit later. But I know there's two different philosophies between, you and Mike, and how the two ideas come together and why the car is here. And like you mentioned earlier, it's because of all the troopers or officers that have been hit.
Right. In the time that I've been on the department, there's been 3 troops and 1 motor carrier inspector that have been killed when they were run over on the side of the road. And when Mike first came up with the idea for the Camaro, one of the main reasons why I wanted to be involved is because I feel strongly about educating the public just about how dangerous it is for us out there. And through the Camaro, I hope to spread that message that it is dangerous for us, and basically we need their help to help protect us when we're out there trying to do our jobs.
Absolutely. And I know Mike, like I mentioned, his philosophy was a little bit different on the car and your idea of how it come about.
Well, along with what Donna said, I agree with 100%. But also it's something that I had just wanted to do. I've done a lot of parades and talked to a lot of different people and taken even the black cars and the white cars and the flag car out, and people enjoy seeing those. But sometimes they ask me, do we have anything else that we're going to bring out? Are we going to do something a little bit different or something new? And like I said, I've always wanted to do something like this, so I thought it'd be a good idea. I went to Major Kelvis Williams, head of the logistics department, and we talked about it and put a plan together. And he and Terry McWilliams and Donna and I started working on the car, and we went to several different locations, and told people what it was about and why we were interested in putting together the car, and they all jumped on board.
Now, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, we did talk about some of the tax dollars that could be involved. Is that something that is true or false? And I mean, did you go out and solicit sponsorship?
What we did was we went to different companies, and they donated everything to this car. Everything that you see in the car, from the paint job to the hydraulics to the stereo to all the graphics on the bumper and the windows and everywhere, has all been 100% donated.
And the Camaro itself was actually what we call in the boneyard at the district, wasn't it?
It's one of our state police vehicles, and it wasn't in service. Nobody was using it, and the major was kind enough to give us that vehicle, and this is what became of it.
Now, later on during the show, we hope to show a little demonstration on what the car can do and what the car has, and maybe take a little look-see as far as looking inside and the different things that this car has. One thing I do want to ask is this car going to be on the road? Is this a patrol car? Is it just a show car? Can you explain that?
It is an operable car. It has a working radio. It has working lights. But it's not a car that we're going to put on the road. It's not that's not what it's for. It's a show car, and it's to make people come over and talk to us. It's not to use to stop people or anything like that.
Well, that's one of the issues that we definitely wanted to clear up today, and hopefully people get a chance to see this, and maybe not only here on the cable show, but also out in some of the upcoming events that this car is scheduled for. Like I said, once the demonstration is shown, maybe people have interest and give you guys a call in your office. And with that, we'll be back with a few messages.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids.